You lost me Friday.
This is an open meeting under section 19.81 to 19.98 of the Wisconsin State Statutes. You all have last month's meeting minutes in front of you. Any need for correction? Being none, I'd look for a motion to approve them. Motion by Kulik,
Second.
second by Mr. Klavacek. All in favor of approval of March's minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. All right. Thank you. Monthly staff reports. Any comments, Randy?
It's just a quick review of it. Overall programs and activities, which is the top half of your report there, those are all up from February of 22. From there, our admittance is down, and that goes hand in hand with our memberships that are also down from a year ago. Again, you know, the obvious is the other businesses in town pulling it. Our swim lessons are up from last year, but our overall check-ins for the pool, mainly the drop-in activities, are down. Now, some of that I think can be contributed to the annual Thursday storms that we've been receiving, because we have Thursday after school open swim, and then we also have Friday open swims. And no doubt the weather probably pulls a little bit of that as well. So, but I am happy that our activities are up. And again, as you've observed over the last couple meetings, staff is doing what we can to combat the downturn in the memberships.
Any observations or comments you guys want to make? All right. Any communication or correspondence come in?
None.
No appearances or public comments. Under old business, we are reviewing membership and facility policy changes.
So last month, we brought our changes in front of this body. We left a meeting with us being charged with going to Ian Proust, the city attorney, which I did do. I took it to Ian, and he suggested, actually he proposed we go to CIVMIC, which is the city's insurer. So I contacted CIVMIC, showed them what we had. It was a rather quick turnaround. Communicated with their risk and safety department. They reviewed our changes, and they reported back with, quote, no concerns. Even I was mildly surprised by that. I was happy. So I felt good that, again, we went through the city attorney and our insurer, and they were both gave us the green lights on our policy changes. Zach has been working on a new form, a waiver form that, correct me if I'm wrong, Sarah, but we're thinking about adopting that not just for young individuals, but perhaps for everyone, because it's a good reminder for everyone how they should be utilizing the facility. So that's where we're at with that. So we've gotten our green light, and we're moving forward.
Excellent. All right, new business administration. We have an executive summary and recommendation to purchase landscape structure from Gerber Leisure.
Yep, so this is a playground for Candy Cane Park. If you remember last summer, the Nightingale family made a donation towards this playground. Larry Nightingale, former city employee, his two sons each donated $25,000 apiece for a total of $50,000. The playground that is within your packet was given to John Nightingale for his review. He liked what he had seen there. The only suggestion he had in the design, there's a small spinner on the design there. He asked that we swap that out for a rocking device, which I'm looking into doing. That price change will be minimal. It'll be give or take about $100, $200 maybe at most. The Gerber quote, as you see, is not the lowest one, but after reviewing it with staff, you get the most bang for our buck with this one, with the 4 different amenities. This will be installed by staff. Again, the $38,000 compared to the $50,000 we're given. The rest of that money will be put towards getting new wood chip fibers, as well as a dedication bench, installation costs, of course. And if there's money left over, we'd also like a new park sign there. Dedication bench, again, we'll honor the Nightingale family, mentioning them on that bench.
Any questions for Randy on the executive summary? Anyone interested in a motion to approve?
A motion to approve.
Motion by Joel,
I'll second.
second by Scott. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving staff's recommendation for the purchase of the playground equipment from Gerber Leisure Products, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. All right, and an update on the golf simulator purchase.
Golf simulator, we're all set with the purchase. Foresight wanted the entire payment up front. We adjusted that to what the city normally does. We'll put half down. So we got through that. We expect delivery in about a month or so. And then we will schedule, once it arrives, schedule with Foresight the install. Part of the agreement is they come in, they install all the equipment. There's some room prep that we'll need to do. Myself, Brian, and staff talked about what the room will look like. We will be raising the ceiling. I think we got to run an electrical outlet as well to the ceiling. So Brian and Mike Fritz have been planning for that. The room itself, it'll still go in room 210 as we saw. The slight change we're making, instead of having it by the brick wall, staff decided that it would go best in the corner by the window. For those of you that were on the facility tour, that was the second location I kind of had pointed out. The reason for the change is if we ever want to install a second stall, it would go nicely right next to it. And then the other amenities we want to add to the room, the room will just flow better. At the original spot, there was still a chance that if you walk in the door, you might catch an errant shot. Especially if I'm the one golfing. So that's the reason we did that. So again, we are looking for room amenities in there. We plan on moving the pool table that we currently have to put that in the room, adding some seating areas. And then we also kind of talked about putting in a putting green. There'll be enough room, and I think I'm excited about that, so we'll see if we're going to get a prefab one or if we'll have staff create one. We haven't decided that or not. And then the process, once we get it, Sarah and I are working on how this will look, what it will look like. It won't immediately be open to the public. We're going to do a trial run, more than likely with city staff or perhaps board members if they're interested, just to go through the process. And then we'll have what we'll call a soft opening before, again, we'll do a grand opening in the fall.
Any questions?
Yeah, Randy.
Yes.
So question for you, amenities, would we hang a couple TVs in there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So when you're doing power supply, you run some ceiling mount, power supplies, Brian? Yeah, that's a good idea. And the brackets and everything for that.
All the power that we're putting in right now is going to be in the ceiling. So, yes, no problem running a few more outlets over. And just leaving them in the ceiling.
Yeah. Could the TVs be wireless, or do you have to, or do you have to have boxes?
In the past, we ran the conduit for the cord through the TV through the acoustical ceiling tile, and chose to put the boxes because you stay within code on the distance for how much conduit you can have with flex.
Oh, okay.
And then we just mount them up in the ceiling close to where the area would be.
So that goes up in the ceiling. All right, yep.
And fence out of sight also, because you know where with the concrete wall, you have to flush mount them or you have an ugly box. Sticking out of the wall, which isn't very favorable, and if we want to change things around, then we have that opportunity with flex conduit in the ceiling to be able to move things around if we do decide to add or change things or to add more electronic amenities. So I think we'll just hide everything up in the ceiling.
Anyone else? Okay, rec programs and activities, let's talk about preschool prep.
So Preschool Prep, it starts next week, Friday the 14th, runs for 4 weeks. It is a program for 2.5 to 3-year-olds to get a taste of what preschool is like come fall. One of our Tots a Little teachers will be the instructor, so if they do end up coming in the fall, it'll be a nice transition. We do have a full class, and we also have some on the wait list.
And when I grow up,
So for When I Grew Up, and for Animal Safari, we have our Tots a Little teachers teaching them. So one of them's on Monday, Wednesdays, and one of them's on Tuesday, Thursdays. So the same teachers doing those days now are going to do it throughout May for these. They do run 2 times a week for 3 weeks, 2 classes per day. Currently, the registration is a little lower. When I Grow Up has 5 in the early class and only 1 in the late. And then Animal Safari has 7 in the early and 4 in the late. But registration is still open till the end of April, so not too worried about that. And then we can take up to 10 kids in those classes.
okay. Kids craft,
So Cheryl's continuing with her kids' crafts. Her April 1 is You and Me Day, which is jewelry making and chalk painting. It's held on the 22nd. There are still 3 spots left, and registration is open until April 19th.
moving on to adult and youth sports, youth ball report.
Youth Ball, we have all but 3 leagues are filled, and even in those 3, there's only a few spots left, and we still have full teams. So we're doing really well with that. We do still need a few coaches. We have reached out to families to see who would be able to step up for those coaches. Just waiting to hear back from them. Meetings are actually starting already next week, so we're already getting there. And then the rosters and schedules are starting to get finalized as well. We are in need of some umpires, which is, normal, so. But we are in need of some umpires, and we are also needing a youth ball coordinator this year, which is the person to kind of oversee the games. The one from last year is not coming back, so we are looking for that as well.
Mel, are you guys doing that joint meeting with Jackson and Slinger and all that?
The umpire,
for umpires?
Yep. That's at the end of April, Sunday, the 20, can't think of, that Sunday that is, the 20, somewhere around there. It's going to be located at Slinger, and we have Bud coming again for that.
Okay.
30th, sorry.
20
April 30th, probably.
The week before, it's 23rd.
23rd then.
All right, the Cops and Ballers event.
So that's also being held in Slinger. So it's at Slinger Middle School on April 15th. Kids get to play basketball against some cops, so it's a fun time for them. We have 13 signed up. There is still room for more on that.
And the Blitz Football program.
Coach Redders is coming back for it this season. He is bringing some players with him. Our program starts on April 20th, runs for 5 weeks. Little Blitz has 13 and Big Blitz has 15, and there are still spots available for those as well.
Those numbers are down, aren't they?
Yeah.
Outdoor Peewee soccer.
So hopefully the weather cooperates so we get to go outside again. But we are heading back out at the end of April. It runs for 4 weeks. Currently, we have 3 signed up for the 9 a.m. class, but we do have a full class for the 10 a.m. class. So there's still time to register on that 9 a.m., so they'll be pushed onto that 9 a.m. for that.
All right, thank you, Melanie. Under Aquatics, staff report on Vets Aquatics Center.
So we did give Zach the night off. He had longer 2 days here. He was taking his AFO certification, which he did pass. Matt Carrico from Carrico Aquatics ran the class at our facility. Sent me a message, let me know how well Zach did. Zach scored the highest in the class of about 13 to 15 individuals, and we're talking about park and rec directors and whatnot. And that is, I believe, the last of the aquatic licensings that Zach needed to meet the requirements for the job, considering he was hired in December to get all that done in that short of time, as well as go to school. He's been doing a good job. So is Melanie, by the way. Melanie, you're doing a good job, too. So I just wanted to give Zach a shout out there. He's doing a great job. He did give me a report for VMAC. I believe that's where we are. Yep, on summer staff. His current roster, he has 5 managers, 55 lifeguards, 22 swim instructors, and 2 concession crew leaders. He did mention to me that all of last summer they had a total of 42 lifeguards. So he's already got 55 on staff. So it's putting us in a real good spot. I won't give Zach all the credit for that, but it's a good position to be in. We do have applications for admission and concessions still. He'll be conducting those interviews coming up. Zach would also, he's going to be running 2 lifeguard classes. That's another certification he has. Now he's able to certify lifeguards. And him and Angie Hall will be running a class at HUHS for 13 students. He's expecting to get about 10 more lifeguards from these classes as well. So, and like I tell Melanie, with umpires, you can never have enough. He's still taking applications for all positions. So we're headed in the right directions. I won't count my chickens before they hatch, but we are in a good spot right now for staffing and vets.
All right, tell us where we're at with the CIP project at Sigma Gas.
So we are lining up all our contractors to perform the work, mainly during our August shutdown. That was our goal. I'll admit I had my doubts. I wouldn't admit that out loud, but we are looking pretty good with that. We still have to have Safe Slides on board with that. Safe Slide, they'll be the company that's doing the refinishing for the slide itself. So we're still negotiating with them, trying to get them in that August window. Worst case scenario, we'd have to shut down the slide, but I'm still optimistic that we won't have to do that. Ramaker has been in this week. They're the agency that's doing the slide study, the stairway study. He came in, did an overall study. He's going to give us a report back, obviously not only with plans for new stairs, but let us know the current condition of where we're at with some of the concrete failure we're having with that. Again, we're hoping that he's getting that turnaround quick enough that we can bid it out and have work done to have those stairs installed as well during August. Again, that was not a funded project, but thanks to the donations that we received from Signacast as well as the
Lutz family.
Yes, the Lutz family, thank you. That freed up some budgeted money that'll be able to cover that project for us.
All right, parks and staff reports. How about an update on Homestead Park?
Sure. Homestead Park update, playground for that park has been ordered. I did show Alderperson Turchie multiple options for that playground. He shared them with members of that subdivision. They chose only one of the options had the port in place. I know that was a desire of theirs. I gave them a couple other options just because you do get that eats up so much of your budget, the port in place. But that was the one they decided to go with, and I'm fine with that. And that will be installed hopefully late spring yet, and Lee Recreation will be doing that work for us. The next step is a small open shelter for that. It'll be near that playground. I envision that being installed sometime early next year. I'm researching some donation possibilities for that, just to save on the budget. I have a old connection from Watertown with a business, so I've been communicating with them to see if we'll be able to work something out for a donated shelter.
Randy, what was the budget for that playground?
Overall, the overall project was playground and shelter for $100,000.
Arbor Day recognition?
So Hartford Park and Rec will be celebrating Arbor Day with a ceremony on Friday, April 28th, 4:30 at Woodlawn Park. Staff will be planting roughly 4 trees. We do have more trees, but just specifically for this, I believe we're going to be doing 4 trees. The volunteers, city, forester, Corey, where's your last name, Corey? Corey Gritzmacher, he'll be on hand, as we'll be doing a tutorial with this local scout pack that we oversee. So the pack will be there, so the staff will plant the trees during the day, then during the ceremony, again, Corey will do a tutorial on planting trees, why we're doing what we're doing, and then the how-to, and then the scout pack will move mulch around the trees and then water the trees. So if anybody's interested in a photo op, I would encourage someone to stop by about between 4:30 and 5. It would be great to have representation there.
All right, park project report.
I'll give a quick update on Centennial. Despite the poor weather, you have probably seen quite a bit of action that's been happening around there, so that's been good to see. Hartford Electric had moved their lines underground. So those were the electric lines that ran through the park. The lines that you still see that run perpendicular with the road, those will stay there. Digging and pouring for the pavilion footings will happen in short order within the next couple days here. And then you should see walls by next week for the pavilion. Unfortunately, with the location of the building, originally we had 3 trees in that area with one oak tree near the building. It was too near the building, so that oak tree had to go. No one likes to see that. No one likes to do that, but unfortunately, we lost that tree with the project. And then as soon as it dries up a little bit here, you'll see more grading work done. And then just a quick shout out, we are still seeking out donations as well. We still had that $125,000 naming right as part of the pavilion. And of course, we would accept any donations less than that as well. As far as other things happening in the parks, West Side restrooms are ready and open when there is a game. They won't be open regularly, but we will open them for games. Correct, Brian? Sorry.
That's correct.
Okay. Woodlawn and Independence only have water installed to check the new installations to make sure that operations on the new equipment are operational, and that'll start the warranty period. They will not open until the park officially opens. Willowbrook tennis and basketball courts are ready.
They are ready, just a few lights that we're waiting on to change out once the conditions dry up to get the machine in so we can get at them. We can't get at the ones that are in the court with the machine that we have to drive on it to get the height to change the bulbs, so.
So staff has been working on that. Again, with poor weather, we've gotten a lot of inside work done, finishing benches, repairing those, and garbage cans as well. Again, we've had quite a bit of snow removal and salting that's taken place. Cleaned and checked over the mill pond fountains. Removed the down tree at Westside Park. We finally got a chance to get down in there. Again, we were waiting for the ground to freeze with a good freeze. That did not happen, so staff got in there and do that as well. Brian, anything else you want to add?
Just did hear a little bit more information on the starting up of Woodlawn and Independence with the remodeling project that we encountered with the restrooms. The contractor should have all the testing done by the 11th, so that's a good thing for us in case we find any issues where they have to order anything. Luckily, we'll get on top of that before our parks officially open. The other good thing is with the Arbor Day planting, we did lose a tree last night in the storm. Unfortunately, it was a mature oak at Woodlawn Park, just off the northeast corner of the large shelter, so we hate losing those also, especially the mature oaks, because it's what makes that park beautiful. So other than that, nothing else really to report except for just the daily normal operational things that we take care of every day. And John, I did get your request. I'm sorry that we haven't changed the flag out on Sawyer Park, or Rotary Park, but we're waiting on one of the bucket trucks from the linemen, so we need that to get to the top of it. That one does not have an access for it, so I did speak with them this week.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any questions on the park project reports? Any commission requests tonight?
Randy, just wanted to bring up that the high school has their Day of Service project coming up in May 17th. So if anything needs to be done or you need help in parks, let us know so we can help you out.
Are you my main contact?
Sure.
Okay, yep, I will, Brian and I talked about that briefly just the other day, so I'll get a hold of you this week yet.
You bet.
Tomorrow.
We'll talk tomorrow.
We just talked about it today. I wanted to meet with the crew, and
Yeah.
we put a projection together on where we would go. So on that note, are they able to be split up into 3 groups, 4 groups, or do we stick together with the main group? I don't know how many vehicles they're going to have.
We'll have
people
as many
around.
groups as you need. We'll have staff members with them to
Okay.
supervise.
Then we'll have a plan tomorrow morning, and Randy will reach out.
Can we request staff members?
Sure. See what I can do.
Anyone else? All right, then I look for a motion to adjourn. Motion by Kate,
Second.
second by John. All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.